So this is the University Chime. It's 15 bells. If we have 2 to 8 bells, it would be a ring or a peal. If we have 9 to 22 bells, it's a chime. So our 15 bells fit into that category. And if we have 23 or more bells, it's a carillon. And the university is in the process of acquiring a 49-bell carillon.
Wow.
It'll be in a tower that's due south of the ACES library and due south of the undergrad library and due west of the ACES library in that quad area. And probably sometime within the next 5 years, the bells are all subscribed. But there's money for the tower, but there isn't money at this point for the playing of bells. So we're trying to get that worked out. And then we'll have 2 instruments. They'll play independently, of course, but each one will get its due.
So you play down here?
Yeah, this is, if you look over here, well, if you look at the picture there, there's a ladder that goes up to the bell chamber. And if you look at your picture on the front here, where the 5 openings are is the bell chamber. Where we are right now is here. So we're about 65 feet below the bells.
Okay.
The bells are mounted stationary on the rafters.
Okay.
2 tiers here, and the other 3 sides have a single tier because they're the larger bells. Now the clapper's pulled over to about 6 inches from what we call the sound bowl of the bell, the area which one struck.
So the clappers move, not the bells.
That's right.
Okay.
So they're stationary. That's what it means. What you're hearing right now, 4 of the bells have outside hammers. This particular bell has 2, and the other 3 bells have a single hammer. Those hammers connect to cables which come down into a little room up on this roof that houses this mechanism. This was put in 1921. The bells themselves were put in 1920.
Okay.
Do you have a recorder in your...
I do.
Everything's so automated nowadays. Okay. 4 of the cables come down here and 1 over here. They end in levers. When the quarter hour comes, which you just heard, this motor comes on and these cogwheels start to rotate in that direction. And the levers climb to the top of the cog, and in the process, hammers pull back about a little over an inch. And then as this continues to rotate, the lever falls off and the hammer falls against the bell in the pattern that you just heard. That's a typical Westminster chime tune, which is the one English chime tune that was developed at Cambridge University probably 2 or 3 centuries ago. Probably 90% of the clocks in this country use that chime for their timing, but there are some others that would be just as nice. Anyway, let me see, where was I going from there? Oh, the first bell you hear on the quarter is the correct time, except for the 3rd quarter. For some reason, this is 85 years old, it's always come in about 10 seconds early, and because of the age of this, we've never tried to adjust that. Besides, most people, for 10 seconds, it doesn't matter. But when the hour comes, the full 16-bell chime comes in 3/4 of a minute early, and then there's a 15-second pause, and this motor activates a cogwheel over here, and that hammer, and that plays the number of the hour. And at the hour, the first hour bell you hear is the correct time. And right now, it's about 10 seconds late. I try to reset it to match when they change daylight saving, and sometimes, the last couple of years, we've been right on, but right now, we're about 10 seconds off. If it gets to be more than that, then I readjust this, but I think for 10 seconds, it's not worth it.
So you're a mechanic on top of a musician.
Well, this is our practice clavier. It has the same arrangement as the plain clavier. It has xylophone bars, so that we can get all the mistakes out of the way before the public hears us. Hopefully. Not necessarily. We try.
Can I try one of these?
Yeah, we invite people to come up and try this all the time. We always have to encourage them to release the handle. Otherwise, here it doesn't make any difference, but there, if you hold the handle down, it keeps the clapper against the bell. It mutes the sound. So once people have practiced up on here, they actually find it's easier to play on the real thing.
Does it feel like this too?
Well,
or is it a little bit?
It's about, this is probably a little heavier, and here you're just hitting a solid bottom. There you hit something and it feels like it gives, it doesn't really give, but it feels like it responds a little bit. We're not chromatically complete. We don't have the D sharp down here, and we don't have either F natural, but that's by design. The 15 bells are what it takes to play Illinois Loyalty, and this is Illinois Loyalty's 100th anniversary.
Wow.
was composed and became the school song in 1907. So I hadn't realized that until a few weeks ago. When it dawned on me it was a very appropriate situation. So the classes of 1914 to 21 were the ones who came up with the idea for the bells.
Okay.
They could come up with 13 bells, with enough money for 13 bells, and then the Dean of Men at the time said, "Can you play Illinois Loyalty on that?" The answer was no. So the U.S. School of Military Aeronautics was here during World War I to train fellows for combat, but by 1920 the war was over. They were getting ready to leave. They said, "We have a memorial fund we'll give you for the other 2 bells if you put our name on a bell." So the second largest bell is dedicated to the U.S. School of Military Aeronautics.
Okay, wow.
And the largest one is dedicated to Edmund James, who was the president of the university from 1904 to 1920 during this active fundraising period. Very supportive of the program. And then the third largest is dedicated to the 8 classes. That was the dedication up there, and had a real mob of people. I don't know whether the light is good enough for you to get good pictures of it or not. We could move it if you need to. But you're welcome to go upstairs if you like.